Hello, hello. All right. Let me know if you can see and hear me, and then we'll rock and roll. It's a bit delayed. It says excellent connection, but it's a bit delayed. All right, you guys, welcome to today's Q&A. Time for you to ask your questions. I'll answer them. How's that? My name is Jessie. I'm with Decker Truckline, and we are celebrating and cheering on our National Truck Driving Champion participants. I'm going to say participants for now until they come home with a additional title, right? Yeah, back in, let me just think here. Was it May and June, or June and June? We had the the Truck Driver Championships in both Iowa and Montana that we were able to participate in. And from those, we had several award winners, but from those we had two that were the grand champion or were the champions, and then four went on to the American Trucking Association National Truck Driver Championship in Indianapolis, which is going on right now. So we'd like to cheer those two on. We have Lyle Turville as well as Dean Filmer. So congratulations to both of those and to both of them and cheering them on. I know that Patrice is there, and he told me he's going to make sure that he has some video for us. Video and picture footage. So I've got a few pictures and stuff for you, so we'll be showing those throughout the day as well, or at least throughout our Q&A. But as always, you guys, this is a Q&A. So if you have questions, whether it's about the National Truck Driving Association or the championships this week, or if it's about Decker and what we currently have available, our benefits, anything like that, feel free, or our equipment, just feel free to reach out and we can give you some details on that. How's that? Sound like a plan? All right. That is what we'll do. I do want to mention I've got some videos that I can share with you today as well, both with our interior of the Peterbilt. We also have some of our Freightliner interior as well. So I can share those with you too as we go across some of those questions. So you don't have to go searching elsewhere for them. We'll provide that information for you, or the footage for you along the way. How's that? Good. Okay, so like I was saying, if you have any questions, please make sure that you put those in the chat so that I can go ahead and answer them for you. You can put in your zip code, your city and state, and they'll be able to give you details off of that. If you're wondering about specific benefits, again, feel free to just go ahead and put that information in, and I'll be sharing it as the questions come about. All right, so National Truck Driving Championship Week. Yes, it is happening. We're in the midst of it. It starts today, and they're going to be going over a lot of the courses, information, such as that, and kind of going over the routes for each course. And now the focus today is on, I've got to think about this for just a second. I believe it's sleeper berth, it's 5-axle, step van, wait, am I right? Yeah, step van, 5-axle, tank truck, that's another one, twins, 4-axle, 5-axle, flatbed, and 3-axle. There we go. I think I have all of them. There's 9 of them, 9 different ones, and they'll be all testing today here in the Indianapolis area. They'll be testing, and then that's the written test. I don't remember how long that written test is. I mean, it depends obviously on the individual, but I did hear from several during the state level that they learn something every time they take it. They said that booklet, you think you know it all, which you never want to, but you think you know it all until you start getting quizzed on those things, and you're like, wait a minute, I did not know that. That's news to me. Well, it's news to us all, is it not? I just missed a question here. Jeremy, right? Jeremy, hey, how are ya? Says, I think I'm in the final stretch on coming to Decker. Anna and Tanya have been amazing to work with. Well, I will be happy to share that. Good. What do you think for time frame? Are you next couple of weeks or next week? We do have orientations for those of you who don't know this. We do hold orientation on Mondays as well as Wednesdays. And it's not a one-day orientation. I should probably mention that. It's actually a 2.5 to 3 day orientation, depending on the size of class. But if you're starting on a Monday, and these are, what I'm quoting you is for experienced drivers. So if you're starting on a Monday, then you'll probably be in your truck, packed up in your truck, all situated by Wednesday afternoon. So that's pretty normal. Let's see. I think these are, yeah, cool. We do pay for orientation. It's $500 for the week that you're there, or the 2.5 days for orientation. Now, the totally different story if you are a recent graduate. So as long as you have at least 160 hours in, then we can train you for our refrigerated division, even our Midwest flatbed division. We can train you for that as well. So if you've got questions on it, feel free to reach out to us so we can give you more details. But as a student, you're going to be there in orientation in Fort Dodge, Iowa for a full week. And then instead of the $500 for the week of orientation, or the 2.5 days of orientation, you'll actually be getting paid $1,000 for the full week of orientation. It's obviously going to be a lot more entailed, a lot more detail. Some of it's going to be more basic than others, and that's why we haven't left it for some of our more experienced drivers. But all that information is included. Before you come in, we have you do an online orientation ahead of time. So that kind of moves it along a little bit faster. But again, you can figure about 3 days, 2 to 3 days for an experienced driver, and a full week for orientation. Full week as in 5 days, Monday through Friday. Yes, always starting on a Monday if you're a student. But yes, orientation will consist of a hair follicle. And if you haven't done your physical and your urinalysis, we'll do that then as well. Otherwise, we like to do that ahead of time. You'll go through a lot of the company policies, procedures, get to know several different staff members of the support system. Sorry, I have a hair that's winging out here. It's throwing me off. After Labor Day is my best guess. Awesome. Good deal. You'll also be seeing a folder like this. Will have your name on it. Well, it'll be a yellow folder. And it'll provide you quite a bit of information that you'll be able to keep with you. It'll go over some of that stuff that you'll see on a monthly basis, which is our scorecard. We have a scorecard that is one of our bonuses, an extra 4 cents a mile. And then we also have a safety bonus, which is an extra penny per mile. So combined, it's an extra 5 cents a mile that you can earn in monthly bonuses. And that's not including any of the extra pays, clean inspections, things like that. That's over and on top of that. But day one orientation will consist of training in the training building, which is right next to the building with all the driver managers and stuff, where you'll actually be the main building on, the second day, Tuesday, for those of you who are starting on Monday. And then also on Tuesday, you'll be given this yellow folder that I was talking about, so that you can have all of that contact information that you'll need, a reminder of your driver manager. It's a direct number for your driver manager. You'll have that card, as well as your recruiter, because you gotta have your recruiter. You do know that we give away, not give away, they are earned. The referral bonuses, that's an extra $1,500, and that's the minimal side. So an extra $1,500 per driver paid out within 90 days of you referring and them hiring on. So don't forget about that opportunity as well. Plus, there's a lot of other incentives that you can get, like you get tumbler, like a coffee tumbler. You get a T-shirt, $100 gift card to Pilot Flying J. What else? You get an elite team jacket if you've had 5 or more referrals within the year. You also get your name into a drawing for every quarter. There's a drawing every quarter. Let's see, we had our first on April 1st. Then we had our second drawing on the 1st of July. Then we'll have at the end of September, we'll have our third quarter drawing, and our final drawing will be December 31st. And that is for the $1,000 cash, or you can choose a tablet or a laptop of equal value as well. But otherwise it's $1,000 cash, which is usually what's chosen for the just one of the additional incentives for the referral bonus. Now from there, with the referral bonus, you actually go up in levels. So the more, I got it that time. The more people you refer within the calendar year, the more you get paid per driver. So if you refer 4 or 5 drivers within the calendar year, you're going to get paid the $2,000 per driver, paid out within 90 days of hire, instead of the $1,500 per driver that you refer that's hired on. And then if you refer 6 or more within the calendar year, it goes up to $2,500. Plus, at the end of the year, we have the top referrer will receive an extra $2,500, as well as a few other prizes to take home. But and then now back into the orientation. So we'll go over a lot of those details. Meeting your driver manager, you'll be meeting the safety department, the communications department. You'll be saying hi to Katie and Tammy and getting to know some of the resources that we use, which one of them being the weekly newsletter, which is so full of information every week. It's a great way for us to communicate with you. But I want to remind you, it is not the only way we communicate with you. We do have the TransFlow GeoTab system. We do have communication monitors at the terminals, which are really helpful. We do try to keep you updated by telephone, reaching out to you by phone or email with anything that's needed. Of course, email is how you get your newsletters, but you can also access them through the TransFlow GeoTab system in the truck. And we can reach out to you through the TransFlow system as well. So lots of communication. And of course, name a social media platform and we are on it. So we like to kind of be all over there as well. So make sure you keep an eye open for that. It'll keep you in the loop on what's going on. If you're wondering how to log into the intranet on your tablet, all you need is your driver code at decker.com. Remember, that's kind of a fictitious email. I mean, it's there. You're using it for login purposes, but that's really the only reason you're using it. You can't actually receive email with it. But it's your username at decker.com. And then, again, this is for the intranet, and then it's followed by your last 6 of your social and your first initial, last initial. Both of those are capitalized. If you guys have questions, just reach out to us. We'll fill you in. Also, speaking of logging in, have you guys been able to collect on some of your rewards? When we were doing the referrals, this is a sheet that you'll actually get in your yellow folder when you hire on. But in here, it talks about some of the incentives, of course, the money that you're getting, some of the incentives and the prizes that you have. And in the incentives section, it talks about the $100 Pilot Flying J gift card. Well, we do give out Pilot Flying J gift cards fairly often, and they're not always the physical card. Sometimes it's a code for additional savings or the additional points. And in order to access those, you need a My Rewards Plus app on your phone. So if you don't have that, download that and make sure that you're taking advantage of all of those extra rewards, and you can get all kinds of things. I know several people who buy all of their Christmas presents through Pilot Flying J because of the number of rewards that they have. And how many of us go into Pilot Flying J and don't find something that we want, right? Whether it's those hand warmers, yes, I'm talking about those. Those USB hand warmers that you can heat up that are also a flashlight. I love those things. I take those hunting with me. They're awesome. But if you have any problems logging in, if you check out our newsletter, Katie has gone ahead and given you a really simple, beautifully made tutorial to show you how that's done. So check that out if you can. All right. So back to orientation. Once you've done that, then we'll seat you on your third day. So you'll get in your truck, get everything situated, and get ready to rock and roll. So you can get to work, right? Which is what you came to do to begin with. Excellent. But anyways, you'll be getting one of these. So feel free to enjoy that. All right. All right, let's talk some more about the National Truck Driving Championships. This is exciting for me. Lyle, I got to sit with him and Wendy. It was actually Wendy's birthday during the Montana Trucking Association, which was super fun. And here, I've got some pictures actually. How about I share? So we got to sit together and visit about some of his past awards and experiences and stuff like that, which was totally cool. He went in 2019 to Pittsburgh to participate in the National Truck Driving Championships. And Jason, you can see in some of the pictures, Jason Sorleen is there. Jason is out of our Missoula, Montana terminal as well. And yeah, we had quite a few. That picture there is actually a large majority of those who were participating in the 2022's Montana Trucking Championships. On the far right, you could see Art Club. He was in there. I believe I saw Donnie. There's Lyle and his family, his son and grandbabies and daughter-in-law. And there he is receiving his award for the champion, 2022 champion for the sleeper berth this year, which is pretty cool. And you know what I got? I think it's pretty special. All 50 states get to go, and so they are given this pin that I was given, and I am pretty excited about it. Do you see that? Oop, that's a lot of light. How cool is that? So, yeah, it's the Montana one. And then what they do is the champions are given 50 of these, and then they trade them with others from across the states. So they'll have 50 for themselves that are represented by each of the different states. But yeah, here's the picture. You see Art Club, you see Lyle, you see Jason in the back, Stephen Hatton over there, and then the picture cut out, and so now I can't see who is everybody else. But I'm pretty sure that was Donnie and Ron in there. So I think Ron was on there. I'll have to double check when it comes back around. Anyways, yes, so those are pretty cool, kind of fun for them to do. They get to run through the course today and get to know that. They have their written test as well, so they'll be going through that, and that'll be pretty much everybody will be going through the written test. Now, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 17th, they'll do their pre-trip inspection. I thought it was super cool to watch the pre-trip inspection during the Montana Truck Driving Championships, because I didn't realize that they would throw so many curveballs at all of the drivers. So, of course, they were consistent throughout, but the number of hidden items and hidden errors that were out there was pretty vast, actually. And a lot of people missed them. It was funny to hear how many people missed and what they missed and what everybody else caught in return. One of the tires was low, which I noticed that most people who were there, and I think, I can't remember how many participants were this year. I think it was 68, which is lower than it was back in 2019, I believe. But that was just for the Montana Championships. But anyways, one of the things that was missed was tires. The tire was low, and there was only a couple of people who brought an actual mallet to test the tires, which was interesting. So they were able to hear it, because you know how often when you're testing tires and you pound on it, you can hear it. Same, frozen brakes, you test it that way as well. That's pretty common. But yeah, that was one of them that caught a lot of people because it was just barely. And then, what was another one? They had like a beer can hidden. So a lot of people missed that. And then, of course, there was a fifth wheel that wasn't hooked up during them, or the fifth wheel wasn't hooked up. So a lot of people missed that, not realizing, the things you check, you go through your checklist on your pre-trip each and every day. And sometimes when it's a habit, you just kind of scan things and you don't dive deep into the pre-trip or into the checklist like you normally would. But yeah, it was cool to see some who were able to conquer it all, and some of those stumpers. But today, or tomorrow, excuse me, they'll go through the pre-trip challenge, and that will be for straight truck. It'll go in straight truck, 5-axle, twins, sleeper berth, step van, convention center, first floor, the exhibit, and then that's all on the convention center exhibit floor, excuse me, but step van, sleeper berth, twins, 5-axle, and straight truck. So that's going to be first, and then afterwards they'll have the next group of guys doing it. So the pre-trip for the 3-axle, 4-axle, tank truck, and flatbed will be on Thursday in another part of the convention center. So, and remember, this is all in Indianapolis. All this is in Indian, and they have those separate. Yeah. So Lyle, back to what I was saying. Lyle has been with Decker for about 9 years, and he has over 1 million miles earned. Now that 1 million miles is what we could verify. He has like 30 years of experience, so he has more miles under his belt, but because of, running a lot of Montana and stuff like that, and some of his previous companies, a lot of that wasn't necessarily verifiable. So we know he has well over 1 million miles. And in 2019 and 2022, he has this chance to participate in the National Truck Driving Championships, which is awesome. In 2019, he was competing for the 5-axle. This year, he'll be competing, for the sleeper berth. Now, Dean, on the other hand, Dean Filmer is participating in the, I gotta think about this. Yeah, he's participating in the 5-axle this year. He was in the sleeper berth back in 2016, back in Indianapolis as well. So that was also back in Indy. Yep. So Dean has been with Decker for about 22 years. He's actually participated in the National Truck Driving Championships for the last 19 years, representing Decker Truck Line. And in 2016, he attended his first national championship in the sleeper berth. And then, of course, this year he's participating in the 5-axle. So they kind of did a reverse route. Now, Dean has, almost 3 million miles under his belt. And he might actually, no, he's not there yet. I was thinking he might be there. I would say in 2023, he'll hit his 3 million mile mark. He hit his 1 million mile mark back in 2008. And in 2017, he hit his 2 million mile marker. So, yep, he's got plenty. And you can see some of these pictures that his wife Cindy shared with us. Lots of family pictures as well as some of those awards. I hope you guys have an awesome time. Dean and Cindy will be, of course, representing those for the 5-axle. And Lyle and Wendy will be celebrating and representing for the sleeper berth. So, and Patrice, his job is to get us a lot of pictures, a lot of video of the participation. So it will be fun. It'll be fun. All the awards and everything will be on the 19th. Yes, the 19th. So that'll be a lot of fun to see. And here's a little bit, actually, of what we saw in the Montana Trucking Association Truck Driving Championships this year in June. In Helena. It was in Helena, Montana. Not sure if I have any sound on that one, so won't be too bad. So the Trucking Championships, there's a lot of sponsors, and a huge shout out to all of the sponsors for the National Truck Driving Championships this year in Indianapolis. But the championships started back in 1937, so it was about 85 years ago. And it started as a trucking rodeo. And then back in 2020, right? 2020 and I believe 2021, or excuse me, maybe it was just 2021. I think it was canceled in 2020, and in 2021 we did the a rodeo again. So it was another rodeo, and it wasn't the written test, it wasn't the pre-trip and stuff like that. It was just the actual driving, which was a lot of fun for them. But it was so much more fun to get back into the swing of things and be able to have your family come in and celebrate. We had there were actually quite a few people there to watch and cheer on their fellow drivers and family members that were participating in that. And again, it starts with a written test, sit-down written test, very private, and then skills test after that. Or actually, written test, pre-trip, and then skills test. You got to do the pre-trip first, right? That's how it works. Yes, and in order to compete, these are drivers who are accident-free. You're accident-free. You have the right to compete in these. So it was pretty fun to be part of it, and it was an honor to be part of it, actually. So, yes, and there we have quite a few people across the state earning Ron Clark. There we go. Yes, and Donnie Neely. Yep, we had several ourselves who were participating in that, so pretty snazzy. Pretty cool. A huge shout out to all of those who are participating and who did participate at all levels for that. Speaking of shout out, Art, who actually attended, Art, who actually attended the trucking championships in Montana, he just sent this over to our shop today. This was awesome to read, by the way. Art, thank you so much. He says, Gary did an overhead and an engine brake in a beast now. So miles per gallon slightly better, and they accidentally fixed my turbo line. Lightened a clamp and it's gone. Outstanding results on a full-blown B service. Great to hear. Love it. Gotta love text to talk to text too. But Art, thank you so much for sharing that. Now, Art, he was participating. I've known Art for even longer, and as we were sitting and visiting at the National Truck Driving Championships, they have an auction, and I don't know if you guys know about that, but they had an auction, a live auction. It was a lot of fun, and they had some really fun stuff. What happened is Art created this, momentum, I guess, is what got it started. So there was this big old tow rope that was for auction, and he got it going. He bid on it, he won, and as they were going through it back and forth, but he ended up winning, and he donated all that money and put that back into the auction, so it did it again. Well, what he started was a 3 or 4, I can't remember if it went 3 or 4 times at least, back into the auction, and everybody donated that money back. It was awesome. Not only the money, but also the tow rope, so that they could just do it one more time. And it just kept going and going. And huge shout out to Art, who gave the shout out to the shop there in Missoula, or to Gary at the very least. But awesome shout out to Art, because he started that, and that right there just shows you how close the trucking industry really is. Growing up, I was involved in a lot of sports, and knowing a lot of people statewide and actually more regional wide now too. But starting out, you go to another town, like, how do they know you? Well, if you're in sports, you get to know all these people from all these little towns. Now, I was from a small town, and I got to participate in all of these different sports, probably because I was in a small town. But it was fun because you get to know everybody across the state. So they're like, oh, you're from Montana, so you know so-and-so. And you joke about that because you know how big the state is. But yeah, I do know them probably. It's so funny. But in the same sense, that's how the trucking industry is. When you're involved in the trucking industry and keeping this nation rolling, the whole logistics of it, you get to know people from all over the U.S. and beyond, but all over the U.S. You could have your best friend in Florida and live in Washington, because you get to connect, you get to see each other out there on the road, and you guys are supporting each other, looking out for each other. That's where all these highway heroes, these highway angels come from. Yes, you're saving lives for people that you don't even know. You're fixing tires for people you don't even know, but it's because you have that heart. You've met them. The things that you see each and every day, they really touch home with you, and you guys you really look out for each other, and it's pretty awesome to see the camaraderie all across the board. And it was super evident during the national or during the truck driving championships, and I can't imagine how much more even during the national truck driving championships. Now, I was giving Patrice a hard time about getting pictures in, but he did get a few in here just last night. So I do want to show a couple of those at the facility that they were at. How gorgeous is that? Beautiful. Yes, so we got to see a couple of those. Patrice, thank you for sending those, and I am expecting more. Just saying. Patrice, by the way, he's representing Decker Truckline within our safety department as he's cheering everybody on. But Patrice, he participated in 2012 as the Nebraska representative. So he's in Iowa now. But he was in Nebraska at the time. Omaha, I believe. So very fun. All right, let's talk about some of the positions that we have available here at Decker. We have a stellar dedicated. Actually, I think we only have one more position left for this, and it's a team position. So if you live in Colorado Springs, Colorado, or Lockport, Illinois, or anywhere along I-80 there in between, then we do have an opportunity for you for dedicated. It's a dedicated team position that'll get you home weekly, and it also pays $2,000 a week. That's minimum, by the way, and that's per driver. So a little over $212,000 for the year for the team. And again, that's dedicated. That's not counting your scorecard or your safety bonus that pays out monthly either, or your sign-on bonus. Those are over and beyond. It does, however, include your mileage bonus, which is based off of different levels of driving. So because it's dedicated, we know what you're going to expect for miles because we've seen it on a constant basis. You're looking at over 26,000 miles for the month as a team, 26,000 miles, which gets you a little over $6,500 a week. And again, that makes each driver a little over $2,000 per week. I'm giving you gross amount, okay? I'm not giving you net because there's too many factors for me to figure net, but as a gross amount, you're looking at about 25, what do I want to say? You're looking at about 2,000, I think 2,100 or so per week that you're grossing as a driver, part of that dedicated team position, half of that dedicated team position. All right, but that is just the one position that we have now. That is the more miles you guys run, the more pay you get per mile. That's where the extra mileage pay goes. Anything over 18,000 miles pays an extra 8 cents a mile. Well, 26,000 miles for the month, definitely over the 18,000 mile a month requirement for the extra 8 cents a mile. So that's where that extra bonus is coming. Now we also have team opportunities that are more regional than it is over the road, but it's not dedicated. Those are running back and forth between the Pacific Northwest and the Midwest, so back and forth there, and getting you home every 2 to 3 weeks. So 2 to 3 weeks, you need to live along I-90 anywhere from like the Seattle area into Iowa in order to qualify for this position. So feel free to reach out with any questions on that, you guys. The best way to get your questions answered is actually to call this telephone number right here. You can also put your questions in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them. But this number here, 888-668-0698, that is the telephone number to our recruiting department. And they're standing by to answer any of your questions for you, to keep you in the loop and let you know what's going on. Fair enough? All right. Excellent. I see that the screen keeps freezing, which is funny to me because I can see the reverse and I'm making faces at myself. But yet it shows it's great. I don't know. All right, what else do we have for you? We have our over-the-road refrigerated positions, which is again about 2 to 3 weeks out at a time. We have our over-the-road flatbed, which is normally every other weekend, but it does depend on where you live. Sometimes it might be every 2 to 3 weeks. Usually with flatbed, though, you're home on the weekend, like on a Friday night or Saturday morning, and then leaving back out Sunday night or Monday morning. The refrigerated division, reefer division, there's a little bit more wiggle room or a little bit leeway on your home time than the flatbed, so it's not always on the weekend as flatbed is usually. We have some regional refrigerated and we have some regional flatbed as well. So depending on where you live, if you live in the Spokane, Missoula, Seattle area, we can get you home about every 7 to 10 days in that position. And if you live in Iowa, Omaha, areas of Illinois, then we can get you home oftentimes on a weekly position, you know, coming in on like a Friday night or Saturday morning, in refrigerated, maybe even coming in on Saturday and leaving back out Monday morning in some of those divisions. And then in flatbed, whether you're over the road or regional, we've got some options there. My flatbed can get you home on a weekly basis, especially within the Midwest, as well as I think Alabama and Georgia is an option as well for home weekly. So you've got availability there as well. Great miles, you guys. Great opportunity for growth. We've got bonuses, as monthly bonuses, extra pays here and there. Like clean inspections, get extra pays for clean inspections. Speaking of clean inspection, we have the DOT Brake Safety Week coming up really, really quick. Do we not? Yeah, that's coming up quick. So be prepared for that as well. So many things to be looking out for, huh? Yes, absolutely. All right, let me see here. See if there's, I've got the details on it. No. All right, we'll be on the lookout for it. We do pay for the clean inspections. I believe it's level 1 and 2 that get the extra $50 for those clean inspections. But yes, reach out to us for more questions or more answers. 888-668-0698. You can also apply directly online if any of these positions sound just what you're looking for. You can go to drivedecker.com to fill out an application and go from there. Excellent. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. There you have it. All right, what else do we have? We do have, we've got our team positions, we've got our solo positions, and yes, we do hire lease purchase as well as owner-operators. So if you guys have questions on lease purchase or owner-operators, let them roll, let them go. It's a 4-year lease term, and the flatbed is $750 a week. The refrigerated is $700 a week for the lease term, and like I said, it's a 4-year lease term. You have a $1,500 down payment before you can get into the lease, and they are newer trucks. Here, actually, I'm going to show you the interior of a Peterbilt. I'm hoping to, at least. Hopefully I'm clicking on the right thing. The interior here will show you, that's a Freightliner right there. This is my Freightliner. Just kidding. Here we go. This is our Freightliner. And taking a look at the interior, you can see we have all kinds of amenities, APUs, refrigerator right there. We have CBs, microwaves, 32-inch television. We do pay for Epic View satellite TV programming. It's 100 plus channels. That is for the company drivers. Now for the owner-operators lease purchase, if you guys want the Epic View satellite TV, then you would just need to purchase the $16 a week for that on your own. Yep, they do come with CB units. They come with the TransFlow Geotab system in the truck, so they are very well equipped, newer models. All of the bells and whistles. Now with the
Here at Decker Truckline, we are driven to be the best. As one of the 2022 best fleets to drive for, we not only provide superior support for our professional drivers, but we offer quality equipment so they're driving in comfort and style.
A little bit different with the storage.
Our 579 Peterbilts come fully equipped with all kinds of amenities, from APUs, inverters, refrigerators, microwaves, CB units, 22-inch television with Epic View satellite TV programming. We have TransFlow geotam systems in our trucks for ELDs and driver manager communications. We also offer free Wi-Fi. Our trucks are fully equipped with many safety features as well as offering plenty of storage and double bunks.
Yes, that's what you can expect with one of our trucks. We also have a few 860 Volvos. The Peterbilts are the Ultraloft 579s. The Freightliners are Cascadias. The Volvos are 860s. So we've got some 860 Volvos for you. So yeah, if you guys have questions on it, you want to see a little bit more of that, please follow us either on TikTok or YouTube, because we have those videos available for you to kind of go through and watch. You can also just reach out to us and we can send you those links and that information as well. So just reach out to us at 888-668-0698 for more details on that. Excellent. All right. Well, we look forward to having you in, Jeremy. I look forward to having you come aboard to Decker. Make sure that you give a shout out and we'll get to meet you. And yeah, you'll talk to Anna and Tanya. Tanya will be right there at the terminal. She's local in Fort Dodge, so you'll get to meet her. You can also hear them on our, we did a live TikTok last Friday, so we'll have another one in about a month. So we like to bring our recruiters on, and it's something that we just started trying, but bring our recruiters on so you can kind of put face to name, and you'll recognize the voice for sure. And face to name as you get to know them and they answer your questions on availability and what makes Decker different. You know, I've been with Decker. We opened the terminal in Missoula, not the exact terminal that is there now. We had kind of a temporary one originally back in 2010, which was awesome to get it started with a great group of people. You'll see them in the shop. Ken, Liam, they're in the shop there, and Jenny and in-house in Missoula. But you'll get to meet all of them. It was a blast to start something new and open up some opportunities up here in the Northwest and in the refrigerated division. So anyways, yeah, fun times getting to build something that you could be proud of being part of. And I see every day I get these compliments from whether it be Workhound, and it's complimenting our shop, like the one that Art sent over, or if maybe it's just complimenting everybody as a whole, not any one person. But either way, it is absolutely awesome to see, to read. And Wanda, I want to give you a shout out, Wanda Coleman. I actually posted a few times on our YouTube channel that I saw here the last couple of days. She says, I love driving for Decker. 1 year dry van, sometimes reefer. They treat me good. Trucks are always great. I'm never leaving unless they kick me out. No plans there, Wanda. No plan. But I love it. And last week, Stephen's wife, Melissa, now Stephen is actually recently started here with us in one of our refrigerated divisions. And she says, you know what? My husband, Steve Martinez, he delivers in the Lamar's Blue Bunny with you guys. He took our 16-year-old daughter, Hannah, to work with him today. And little Joseph, he's only 7. He couldn't go, but he gave him a great send-off. Thank you for keeping family close to their trucker daddies. That means so much. In the last several years, we have tried to create a bigger, better, best idea of the Decker family that looks out for our professional drivers and puts them first. So safety first was something that we always toted, with safety first, safety first. But you cannot put safety first if you're not putting your drivers first. And that's what we had to focus on. We had to make sure that, yes, safety is important. Safety is very important, but it's important because of our drivers. It's important because of their families, and it's important because of each and every person that's out on the road. So safety is what takes care of our drivers. And speaking of that, huge shout out to our safety department, as they are always there to support and answer questions and put up with some randomness that I might come about with questions. But huge shout out to our safety department. They do a fantastic job. They've been working diligently along with the IT department to try and provide some of the best resources and tools for our professional drivers to just up the game, to be the best that we can be. And sometimes we hit hiccups and we need to, take a few steps back in order to improve on those, in order to move